Let me paint you a little picture. It's 6 in the morning and you hear your alarm going off. Instead of hitting your alarm clock, you ask your Echo Dot to stop. You ask your Echo Dot to open your blinds for you, turn on the lights, and start a pot of coffee. You roll over to check your phone for the day, but before you do, you say good morning to your Echo Dot. It begins to tell you the daily news. While scrolling through Twitter, you decide it's a little too warm, so you ask your Echo to turn on the air conditioning. You pick up your remote and you ask Echo to turn on Netflix. You watch a little bit of TV before putting on your Echo-controlled glasses and getting out of bed, pouring a pot of coffee, and getting on with your day. You ask your Echo to turn off the lights before you leave, and it does. This is the future. This is reality. This is Amazon with Alexa. Hi, I'm Alyssa, and welcome to today's video. I want to start off by saying that all my sources will be linked below, and that I'll be using the name Echo to avoid triggering anyone's devices, except for that one little part where I gave the description of works with Echo. That's what Amazon is calling this feature, is works with Echo. Let's see where it's taking us. With all that being said, it's fair to say that there are way too many products in relation to Amazon's Echo device.
I'ma re-up my intro.
Echo frames are smart glasses with Alexa.
Set up your Amazon smart thermostat.
Your very own sous chef that lets you shine in the kitchen.
This is the Oral-B Guide, an innovative electric toothbrush package that includes an Amazon Alexa-enabled speaker.
There are a lot that make sense, of course, like the Fire TV or the Echo Dot earbuds, but there are a lot of useless products that I honestly don't understand the existence of. Let's start us off easy, though, with the Echo. The Echo is the American brand of smart speakers developed by Amazon, which connect to the Echo AI. It has a lot of generations behind it, and it has a lot of uses. The feature of the device includes voice interaction, music playback, making to-do lists, setting alarms, streaming podcasts, and playing audiobooks, in addition to providing weather, traffic, and other real-time information. It can also control several smart devices, acting as a home automation hub. All this to say, the Echo is the mother and everything else is Echo's little babies, or siblings. With your Echo, obviously you need your smart home hub. This is the little tablet that goes with your Echo, which can act as a kitchen TV or generally as a digital photo display. It being connected to your Echo is useful, somehow. And it comes with a remote for some reason, despite the whole Echo situation happening here. Speaking of TVs, however, there's also the Fire TV. This one also makes sense because Apple TV had come out 3 or 4 years before the release of the Fire TV, so it only makes sense that Amazon would want something in the market to compete with Apple. And it works well. You can control your TV through voice. What more could you ask for? Then you have the Nest Ring doorbell. This is to compete with all the other millions of camera doorbells that exist, but I believe mainly Ring. It's connected to Echo so you can lock and unlock your doors by voice. In my opinion, this is very reasonable. Let me know how you feel about the idea of Google protecting your house. I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't know. I genuinely do not know. I don't know either direction, whether it's good or bad. I don't even want to say my opinions on it because that could be a very touchy subject. Next is the Echo earbuds, which is where things start to wander off into less reasonable. The reason I say this is because why do you honestly need Echo to control your earbuds? Why can't you just use your hands? The only one use I've seen for this is making your Echo more portable because you can control it from your earbuds instead of the device. So theoretically, if you're on the go, you could keep using it. Then there's the smart plug. I'd regard it as useless, but I genuinely use this at least once a week. Hey, turn on the sun. It's something you plug into your outlet and then you're able to turn on or off with your voice. I have a heat lamp set up outside to warm the patio, but it doesn't have a switch. I use a smart plug as a light switch basically, and it's the one thing I love from Amazon. There are also lamps and light strips you can buy that are voice activated that are a level of laziness that I accept in our modern society. I might just be autistic and hate white lights, but light switches are useless to me. But speaking of, light bulbs and with it, light switches. The light bulbs work the same way as before. You screw that sucker in and you pair it up to your Echo device. Most of them have an app to change the color, but I think you can control that with voice as well. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. But light switches are interesting ones. Most of these have to be completely wired into your house like a regular light switch would do, but it fully automates the process for you. So depending on your level of comfortability with the process, I say it's an alright thing. In my personal opinion, it's not that much different from a dimmer switch, like if you choose to get that installed versus your Echo light switch. You know, I feel like that's appeasable. I'm fine with that. The next item would be the Blink Mini. This one makes sense in theory, but I don't understand why you would get this instead of just one that's connected to an app. Unless you had something portable like earbuds, it'd be out of pure laziness and why you can't arm or disarm a tiny security camera like this. It's pretty simple but useless. And then we have the Eero Wi-Fi support, which makes no sense to me. Why is a Wi-Fi supporter connected to Echo? What's the point of this besides extending your Echo's reach? It makes no sense to me. What is this? But there's also the smart thermostat. I would say this one's also created out of sheer laziness, except for the fact that it has learning capabilities, meaning it learns your preferences on temperatures as you use it. But also, I want to be very clear that I'm sure this exists in other thermostats. As a matter of fact, I'm almost positive it does. But I feel like it kind of makes it. Like, I get it. That's my gray area. It's very interesting, but I don't know, aside from laziness, why it needs to be hooked up to Echo. There's also Echo Link, which is a stereo device. You can play music on it like any other stereo or use your Echo device. Wow, it's almost like I already own an Echo device to do this with. It's also useless if you own the earbuds because they work in the same exact manner. Or the Luna wireless controller. This is another product that's good in theory. It's wireless like an Xbox controller, but why exactly do I need it to connect to Echo? It can launch games through voice activation, but can I do that with the controller itself? The reviews say the battery life is pretty shitty too. My dad owns one, but I personally know nothing about it. Obviously, it's not good enough to write home about. Let me know if you have one and how it works for you if you do below. And now we have the iRobot Roomba, which makes no sense. Why do I need to control a Roomba with my Echo when they're already controlled by remotes? This literally doesn't compute in my brain. What's the purpose? What's the reason? It's $600, and for what? I'm clearly missing something. Like, how much is a Roomba anyway? 300 max? 100 when it's cheaper? Why do I need this product? This one currently isn't available anymore, and I think it's pretty obvious why. It's an Echo-controlled soap dispenser. Genuinely, why would I need this product ever in my lifetime? How lazy are you? Is it not easier to just, pump the soap? Its whole feature is that it has a timer, which was a big deal during COVID times. They wanted to meet CDC recommendations for hand washing, and it plays music to pass the time. But it's a useless product that people don't need, so they stopped selling it. And there were many reviews. Hold on, wait, actually, let me read one to you. I think they're so funny. This part. While the Echo app walks you through all the steps and even creates the routine, it's an extended setup for a smart device. We also found the routine hard to trigger, and while it works sometimes, it successfully played a track, it just didn't the other times. Luckily, the countdown LEDs on top work separately, and we didn't experience any issues with those. They genuinely just said, yo, your AI sucks. Please stop selling this product. Oh my god. So that's why they stopped selling that. It's not necessary. It doesn't need to exist. I'm sure you could put a speaker, actually, hold on, you know what? Speaker inside soap bottle. I bet you that's already a thing. Oh my god, it is. Who's to say which one came first, you know what I mean? And with that, there's also an air quality detector, which for some reason pairs with the Echo. It works very similarly to a smoke detector and can even notify you when there's CO2 leaks. But why do I need it to be automated? Doesn't the loud screeching beeping sound notify me enough? Do they think I'm more likely to buy this over a CO2 detector? I'm really not. I don't think the statistics for people buying those is very high. Only 27% of homes in America have CO2 alarms, so yeah. I'm really not... You see what I'm saying? I don't understand this. But one thing I do like is it has this feature where all of the alarms, if you have multiple, they all go off at once instead of... My mom said she didn't like this feature because when the smoke alarms go off, she can tell which one set it off to begin with because you can hear where it's coming from because they're not going off all at once. But I like the idea that they're all together, you know what I mean? It's just, for some reason, let's say one isn't working, you'll know. It's nice. It's a little bit better than any of the other shit we have on this list. Like, glasses. Fucking glasses. Why do I need glasses connected to my Echo? Genuinely, what's the point? I can't even come up with new words because there are none. And I spelled that wrong in my script. I spelled it K-N-E-W. That is how fucking flabbergasted I was by this. It's a pointless product, and there's no point to it, and I hate it. If I own the earbuds, why would I need another portable Echo? Why would I need to place calls with my glasses if my earbuds can do that? If my Echo can do that? If the last product on this list can do that? What is the point of these glasses? It's so fucking stupid, and I can't even fathom that this actually exists in the world. Like, late-stage capitalism, hello? The next product that I kind of like is the Echo wall clock. It's actually kind of cute. It exists to set timers and is a clock. I like a clock that has timers. If I was buying a clock and I saw this as an option for like $10 more than usual, it would genuinely be a good contender. It's just pointless in the lineage of Echo devices, if that makes sense, because the Echo itself can set alarms. But the difference here seems to be that you can visualize the alarm a bit better in your kitchen. That's like its feature. Next, as mentioned in the intro, is a coffee pot. This one makes a tiny bit more sense in the lineage of Echo Dot products because it's automating the daily life, which is something that Amazon seems to be in the business of doing with the Echo series. With a coffee pot, you can create a schedule to brew at the same time every day, or you can ask Echo to brew you a pot of coffee in the morning. But then there's an Echo-controlled shower curtain opener. If you've ever seen ads for their shower curtain openers,
Genius Amazon Find. This SwitchBot smart curtain opener automatically opens and closes your curtains. Just sync it to your phone and then calibrate the settings, snap the gadget onto the curtain rod, and now you can quickly open your curtains with the click of a button. Better yet, use your phone to schedule what time they automatically open and close every day.
they now work with Echo. This is the most useless product connected to Echo in a useless way. Laziness meaning peak laziness, which is, I personally think, a level I'm not comfortable with in society. I won't judge you if you own one, obviously, because I'm sure there's a reason for the disabled or physically enabled to be using this, but doing this because you quote-unquote don't want to is just so dumb. And another item meeting peak laziness is the humidifier. You can ask Echo to change the color, turn it on or off, or change its power, when you can literally just stand up or do it yourself. Or, hey, most of them come with a remote or an app to do it yourself. It's another stupid item in a society where we don't need it. And the works with Echo Landscape Transformer. For those who aren't aware, a transformer is a passive component that transfers electrical energy to one electrical circuit to another electrical circuit, or multiple circuits. So this is another item you'd have to electrically install yourself. But no worries, you can turn it on and off from your Echo Hub for some reason. Or subwoofers for your Echo, which is totally necessary. God, I can imagine it now. And lastly, the thing I trust the least out of all of these, and the thing I was talking about earlier, Echo Auto. Echo Auto is exactly what it sounds like. Echo plus automobile, bringing Echo to your car, truly on the go. This sounds so dangerous to me because most vehicles with a tablet dashboard don't even allow you to use it while driving. And using the radio is considered a piece of distracted driving, so what are the police going to think of Echo Auto? It's just very bizarre to me how far this has all come. And I don't think there's any signs of it slowing down anytime either. Amazon is constantly releasing new products themselves, and they're now allowing people to link their own products with Echo. It's a new exciting feature, but for me, it's also a little bit terrifying and dystopian. I think this is partially the future we all imagined back in the day, but to see it really happen is weird. A lot has advanced in such a short amount of time, and I don't think we truly expected it to happen so soon. And it's weird to watch it play out in real time. But this has been my video on how Amazon Echo has low-key taken over the digital marketplace. If this was a topic you like, please consider liking the video, and here's a video YouTube thinks you guys will love. Please subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Girl, if you can hear my computer in the background, I am so sorry. It is, I don't know why, but it's running hard. One thing I do want to talk about is I kind of want to do a 300 subscriber special. I think I've said this before, but I want to do it eventually. One of the subscriber specials. I want to bake a cake. Cake. Jeez. Will I ever not be sick and pronouncing words incorrectly? I just want to do a baking Joanna Sedia style, the way I remember her popping off. That was like such an iconic video, and I want something like that for my community. I think that would be really cute. This is random, but I kind of want to talk about it at the end of the video because, I noticed it throughout this entire video. Other people have commented saying that they can't notice my speech impediment, and that's kind. But I don't think I've explained very well what I mean by my speech impediment. My bottom jaw is bigger than my top jaw, which is not normal. Usually your top jaw is bigger than your bottom, as you can see in these photos. And I actually have to have two jaw surgeries because of this eventually, whenever I have the money for it. And because of this, my teeth have grown in very weird, and it causes me to pronounce words weird. Like I have an SZ lisp, which occasionally will sound like a TH lisp, like lisp. But I don't do that, I go lisp. X, S, Z, yes, lisp. Like a snake, ironically. Slithery. Oh god, what's the point of even trying? Slithery little snakey snake. And it's something I notice a lot, or I'll just mumble a lot and sort of eat my own words. And I don't know why I do that, but I know it's a part of my jaw. So it'll be interesting to see how my videos sound in the future after I have surgery. Maybe I'll make a video about that. Who knows? We'll see. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Bye, guys. Windy days, reminding me of that one Blue's Clues episode.
So, do you see what's making that sound?
Actually, listen to this. It's kind of majestic. Oh, it's whispering. I love it when wind whispers. You know, when it does that thing that it does, I love that. Obviously, you need your smoke. My mom said she didn't like this feature because she kind of likes when the smoke alarms. Oh my god, I hate that cat. This one makes a tiny bit more sense as to what, or more. So this is another item where you'd have to have the. Oh, I completely fucked up. Oh, that's a really good question. Who came first? Who knows? Okay then.